morning, everyone, and welcome to your neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation. My name is Susanne, and I have your announcements. I'm sitting here against a white background, still in the shared office at our new space at 310 Danforth. Today is the Knucklehead 5 deadline. Knucklehead is our bi-weekly arts zine. Please mail in your submissions to knucklehead@marmarick.com to be included, and the issue will be released next Sunday. The last Sunday of every month, join Fred, Phyllis, and I for morning chant before service from 9:30 to 10:15 and singing meditation in the evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Every Monday, the Spirit Choir gets together to rehearse on Zoom from 7 to 8:30 p.m. You'll be hearing them in our Prelude this morning. If you're interested in joining the choir, please contact me at music@nuuc.ca. Every Wednesday morning, Phyllis hosts Journey to Awakening Conscious Movement class from 10:15 to 11:30 a.m. Please contact her to register and for more info. Every Wednesday evening, Rev Wayne and Jillian host a weekly meditation through Zoom from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. All are welcome. The C Committee is encouraging you to support Sandwich Sisters by preparing sandwiches to feed hungry people in the East End. You can write to me for more information. Every Sunday morning, Zack hosts our child caregiver program from 9 to 9:30 a.m. here in our regular Sunday Zoom space. Upcoming at Neighborhood. Through March and April, the Spirit Choir is starting to work on a new video called Primavera, the First Green. It's a song that celebrates the spring. I'm sure we're all welcoming spring to come into our lives. I would love to make this a community art project. If you have art that celebrates spring that could be included in this video, please email me at music@nuuc.ca for inclusion. We'll try to get one thing, at least one thing from every artist that submits something. And on the last Sunday of March, join Kathy Campbell for our Neighborhood Dance Party Collective from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Circles of Trust are meeting again. If you wish to sit quietly with a group of our community elders to practice getting in touch with your deeper thoughts, please contact our minister. There are openings in late March, April, and May. If you want to know more about Circles of Trust, just Google it. It's an old Quaker practice, or speak directly with Rev Wayne. Next Sunday after service, please come to general meeting. We need to make some votes. If you're unable to attend, please fill out a proxy and have someone vote in your place. The Pledge Committee has sent out the pledge form for this year, so look for it in your inbox. We are running the campaign virtually this year, so you can do it from the comfort of your home. Some of you will still receive it by snail mail if it is your preference. This week, look for a separate message and materials related to the chair donation campaign. You will find all the info to allow you to select the wording of a dedication that you want to place on your chair. Remember that your chair donation will be matched, so you'll get 2 for 1. We are seeking volunteers. The finance or administrative experience is helpful, but not necessary, for the Audit Committee and the Finance Committee. And those email addresses will be sent to you in our Monday mailing. The C Committee is meeting on Tuesday, March 16th at 4:30 p.m. here in our regular Zoom space. We're planning a workshop on defunding the police for the Multi-Faith Common Speaker Series, and also to share other climate and social justice actions. All are welcome. You do not have to be a member. Looking for volunteers to be a part of the CUC National Choir Project to pass the flame from one side of the country to another. Can you make a 10-second video passing the flame from one side of the screen to the other? If so, email me. I'll send you the info. You do not have to sing to be in this choir video. And next Sunday, our theme is Breaking Free is My Truth True. Message of inspiration will be provided by our minister, Reverend Wayne Walder, and music by myself and friends. And this is a reminder that next week is spring ahead, so you need to put your clocks ahead 1 hour to show up to service on time.
Welcome to our Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation service on Zoom. We welcome you here as we stay emotionally and spiritually close in times where we need to be physically apart. My name is Dave Renzetti, and I'll be your virtual service leader this morning from home. Today's music will be provided by our musical director, Susanne and friends. Our minister is the Reverend Wayne Walder, and Zack will facilitate our Sunday Child and Caregiver program and will share a time for all ages from home during the service. We also have, we'd like to thank Gordon and Lyndon, who are doing the Zoom web hosting and the cut and paste duties respectively. Thank you to all of them. Some Zoom etiquette, just remember, please stay muted. Keep chat open for readings and lyrics, but don't send chat messages to everyone during service. The service is being recorded for the public, both on YouTube and on our new website. Joys and concerns or similar personal moments will be edited out. If you have privacy concerns, you can turn off your camera so you're not seen, and you can rename yourself. Sacred space and cyberspace are strange bedfellows. We need your help to bring them together. Now we have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Please shut off all your other apps that might distract you or put your device on Do Not Disturb. And we ask that you be present. This is our threshold moment. Let us open our hearts to new possibilities. Let us acknowledge that we might leave this service a slightly different person than the one who entered it. Let us transform together. Our service begins now. As we light our chalice, I encourage you to light your own personal chalice or hold your hands in the shape of a chalice. I ask Susanne to light our chalice as we sing our song.
We light this chalice to remember, to light the fire within our own hearts.
I would ask Susanne to introduce our prelude now.
I'm actually going to ask Gordon if he would begin by introducing the prelude.
Thanks, Susanne. A while ago, Susanne brought me a very rough recording from Steve of a song called Firefly. And she said she wanted to make it into a video. And what did I think? And much time and effort went by, a lot of flashing lights, a lot of choirs, a lot of choir members singing. And now we've got a very special video which we'd like to share with you.
And I just want to send out big love and big thanks to all my friends who are involved in the making of this. We're talking about a new self-portrait today in our service. And I'd like to suggest that projects like this are a self-portrait of who Neighborhood is. It wouldn't be possible to make a video like this without the help of the choir, of the artists that submitted their images of Gordon in his basement swinging around Christmas lights to get a good effect, and the hours of frustration and dedication to the community to create these nuggets of artistic expression. So, original song by Steve, written at the end of December, arranged for the choir in January so that we could share it with you today.
Firefly, don't wanna put you in a jar. I like you just the way you are. Firefly, don't wanna put you on a shelf. Just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself, your beautiful self. Gotta be yourself.
Wow, that was just amazing. Thank you for everyone involved in that. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Today, almost all of us are in our homes in isolation. Let's remember that these homes are on the traditional land and territories of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, the Ojibwe, and the Chippewa nations. Today, I'd like to combine our land recognition with an acknowledgement that today, International Women's Day falls on this weekend. I'd like to show you a photograph. This is Kanujevac Ashivak. She was born on the southern coast of Baffin Island. She was one of the very first people ever in her community to draw, and she went on to become a noted and celebrated artist. She worked in a vast array of mediums, basically whatever she could get her hands on, including graphite, felt pens, colored pencils, watercolors, acrylic paints, soapstone carvings, and stone prints. Ashivak is considered to be one of Canada's most renowned artists. Her art appears on Canadian coins, currency, and postage stamps. She was elected a member of the Royal Academy of Arts in 1974, and she was appointed a Companion of the Order of Canada in 1982. She received honorary doctorates from U of T in Queens, and in 2001, she was inducted into the Canadian Walk of Fame. If you are visiting us for the first time, we welcome you. Please stay around after service. We will have a breakout room, and our minister or a staff member will be in the main room to answer questions you might have if you are a new member. Our mission at Neighborhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of our world. Our theme for March is Breaking Free. Today's theme is a new self-portrait. For my reading today, I give you these simple words from atheist high priest Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest species that survive. It is not the smartest species that survive. Rather, it is the most adaptable that survive. Traditionally, at this time in service, we ask you to turn to your neighbor and greet them. Now, briefly unmute your device, switch to gallery view so you can see everyone, and offer a greeting to those people around you. We will sound a chime to end this. Now take a moment, please, and greet your neighbors.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Hi, America. How's the new
Hi.
house? You enjoying your new place? Oh, good. Good.
John.
Hello.
Hello, Annie. Nice to see you. Hi, John. Martin. Great.
Hi,
Oh,
Jesse.
hi, Fred. How are you? Are you in Totemori? You're here?
Hi,
John.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Michael.
Chelsea, hello,
Good to see you,
Margaret.
Sigrid. Hi, Michael. Oh, it's nice to see you again.
Dolly.
Bye. Oh, Susan, you look so well, Susan Croft.
Now I invite you to join me in reading our opening words, which will now appear on your screen. If you're on a phone and don't know the words, just listen to my reading. Let us cast a circle of a sacred space here. Let us cast a circle of a cherished space here, a space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life. A life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families. Now, as we hold this place open to grace and insight, please join Susanne for our first song.
We're going to open the service singing Come Come Whoever You Are together with the Spirit Choir. And I invite you to choose which part you'd like to sing, whether it's though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, That chant continues through the whole song. And at the beginning, you'll hear the choir all sing it together and then break off into a round. And you can choose who you'd like to sing with. And just a reminder of how the tune goes before we launch the video. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Everyone enjoy singing in harmony with the choir.
Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, though you've come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, lovers of leaving. Come, come, whoever's stay. Come, yet again, lovers of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come, yet again, come. Come, yet again, come. Oh, yet again, come. 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows. 1,000 times, though you've broken your vows. 1,000 times.
Now, if all the young and young at heart could please come up to their screens. And Zack is going to share a time for all ages with us. Zack?
Good morning, everybody, and happy March. So we're talking about a new self-portrait today. Now, I've talked with many people about self-portraits in different ways. The way you see yourself against how other people see you, or it could be what you do, who you are against what you do, or that kind of thing. And I'm always amazed at how often the idea of a new self-portrait becomes about who you want to be more than about who you are. So that's where I wanted to focus our time for today, and in our program for this morning as well. I believe that you were all asked in today's invitation to bring something with you that represents who you are. Well, we had the kids in our program do that this morning too, and they wanted to come forward and share what they brought with you. So while we get them started, or while we get them spotlighted, I'll start. This is my crystal dragon, and it represents different aspects of me. The fact that it's a dragon represents my love of stories and legends and the impact that I think they can have on people. As it plays with its little baby dragon, it represents my love and dedication for my own son, Cameron, and for all of the young people that I work with. And as it's made of clear crystal that hides nothing, it represents my passion for truth and clarity. So I've got my friends spotlighted now, Morgan and Cameron. Would you like to unmute yourselves one at a time? We'll start with Morgan because you're first on my screen. And you can show us what you've brought and why it represents you.
So I have this painting that I did.
You're a little bit quiet, Morgan.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I have this painting that I did, and this I can't say the word.
It's all right.
Okay. This shows me because I love to paint. I love to do art, and to me, art calms me down anytime I have stress. And sometimes when art takes me about 3 days or something. That when it's done, I feel like accomplished and very happy. And this is the longest painting, and this is the longest painting that I've ever painted for.
Really?
Yeah, it took me about 2 days and a half.
Wow.
And it was a real big struggle to do this. And this is why this is the thing that I chose.
Well, it's a great painting, Morgan, and it's a great representation of your creativity. Thank you for sharing it with us. Cameron, what have you got there?
Okay, now hold still so mommy can show. Okay, so tell us what's in the picture.
There's like little rainbow.
Uh-huh.
Something like I will seriously show you like the person wearing a crown.
A crown.
Crown.
Yeah.
Beside me, and there's a pot of gold.
And what's at the bottom?
Grass.
Grass. Okay. So here's a rainbow, and that's Cameron with the crown and his flower and his pot of gold. And he's standing on grass. Now let them look at your pretty face while you tell them why it represents you. Take your picture.
Well, why it represents me is because like because of like the rainbow and like because I like have a rainbow spirit basically.
Yeah, you have a rainbow spirit.
And the crown I basically was represented by gold spirit and yeah.
Well then.
And stuff.
Was that it? Look, can you look at the camera and smile?
Thank you, Cameron.
Very cute. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your representation of your rainbow spirit with us. And for the rest of you, you were all asked to bring something today. Now, if you go into gallery view so we can see everybody, you can show what you have to the camera so that others can see. If that doesn't work for you, you can also put what you've brought briefly into the chat and why it represents you, and I can read out the first few that come through for people. Oh, I'm seeing some lovely paintings. So many different types of paintings too. I'm seeing flowers, and this one looks like a lightning storm with hearts. This one looks like a lovely mountain. Someone says maple syrup represents them. Someone says they couldn't pick an item because they have a space and because all their different items represent different parts of them. One person says they're clown. I see an elephant and a stuffed animal. I see an old school picture and a heart-shaped rock that's been painted. I see an Inukshuk. And I see Sigmund. And a stuffed sheep. Well, thank you all very much for sharing these representations of yourself with me and with each other and with everyone on YouTube. Thank you for your openness. And I'm going to pass it back to you now, David.
Thank you for sharing, everyone. We've come to a special time in our service when we invite you to share a joy or concern in your life. Open your participants window and raise a virtual hand if you have a joy or concern. If you are here on a phone without a screen, you can raise your hand by pressing *9. To speak, you must remember to unmute yourself, and once you've spoken, please remute yourself. Please respect the sacredness of this ritual and refrain from making announcements or telling stories. This is a cherished time in our community that brings us closer in times that are separating us. Let's start by expressing gratitude for all the volunteer efforts seen and unseen that help our community work together. And I'd like to also have a special joy for Susanne and all the people who bring music to this community. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And I light a final candle for all the joys and concerns that remain unspoken in our hearts. Wayne?
When we coined this month's theme of breaking free and today's focus of a new self-portrait last summer, we thought we'd be coming back into our new building by now. We might have expected that we'd broken free of the virus, moved from our old building, and began our new self-portrait together. But little did we know that we'd still be enmeshed in a 2-week lockdown that's now 50 weeks old. And little did we know that we would be enduring internal strife we never expected. We're still in a lockdown with most stores closed and public gatherings severely limited. We have moved our things as a community into our new space on Danforth, but we've not moved them into our renovated space to decorate it. And we're struggling with different views of how our congregation will govern itself in the future. Faced with change in our location, in our building, in our governance, in our concepts of community and each other, I wondered, how should our new portrait look? How might we break free of strife, of fear, of the anxiety of the pandemic, and who we might become? How can we keep our hearts open, curious, and focused during this liminal time between the old and the new? And I humbly suggest we start at our roots. I got that sense because this week I was on the phone with Vivienne LaRiviere, our third director of music at Neighborhood. She was calling to offer me kindness and counsel about the concerns within our community. We talked about many things, and she reminded me about the special character we share together that many of you have spoken about during Joys and Concerns. Then she said something that surprised me. She said with great emphasis, "You know, Neighborhood saved my life." I was quiet, and then she said again, "Neighborhood saved my life." She didn't mean that we fixed her broken arm, although she had one at the time. She meant during a time in her life that was confusing, maybe debilitating, in a time that was filled with sadness, most likely depression, a number of us held her in kindness and care when she could not do that herself. Through our praise and our support and our encouragement, we held her when she was having a hard time holding herself up. And in doing so, she saw that as saving her life. This revelation brought tears to my eyes. It was good to know that we, all of us who knew her at the time, all of us did this. We changed her self-portrait, and we likely changed our own. You might remember when we had a belated celebration about ministry in our building 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It was a fabulous initiative by Allison Kabayama. And one of my mentors, Ken Sawyer, who was minister in Massachusetts for 29 years, was invited to speak. He told us that a wonderful spiritual community could only occur when the leadership, the members of the congregation, and the minister worked together to save people's lives. I had forgotten until Vivienne reminded me. Often the survival of our soul or our heart is dependent on small kindnesses we offer each other, not knowing how important they are at the time. When we hold someone in need, figuratively or literally, when we offer a meal or a conversation, when we tell people we will call and we call, when we say we are friends and we act like it, we do something that is so subtle we can easily miss it. It may not seem like a big deal to us, but it can be everything to the person we offer support to. We quietly save people's lives. We give them a new self-portrait. I know for a fact that groups of people in our congregation are actively doing this for members in our congregation in at least 5 different places. What I mean by saving lives, and I think what Vivienne meant, that when we're hurt and wounded and confused, when we're lost confident in ourselves and in others, we need those very others. We need to tell them that we're good, that we can do it, that we'll heal, or maybe just that we're heard, to make us believe it's true. In writing this reflection, I realized that this is one of the unspoken strategies for dealing with post-traumatic stress. We hold each other when we're broken or hurt so we can heal and go on. The idea is that when we are healed, maybe we can hold goodness for another person in the future. And this makes saving lives sustainable. I wonder if anyone else has felt this at one time or another. Maybe the people of our community just did the right thing. Something happened, someone intervened, and it helped to mend your broken heart for a moment. Something happened to help you have faith in the world for a moment. Someone did something, or something happened and it helped you keep your sanity for a moment, or faith in the future. And these combination of moments helped heal you. Who knows, maybe when you were offering this help to another, you yourself was healed. I wonder if some of you would be willing to put your hand up if others helped you here. I'm just going to switch to gallery view. Thank you. There were a bunch of folks who did that. You know, this song stayed with me this week. I heard it, I'm not even sure where. It was off the end of a song, another song on the radio. It reminds me of that saving grace that we use to do this. I hope you'll be kind as I say it and try to sing it. It's called Higher Love. Such a beautiful song. Think about it. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart and I'll look inside mine. Things are bad everywhere. In this whole world, what's fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind what we could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Where's this higher love we've been thinking of? When someone saves us with this kind of insight, it changes the way we see ourselves, and it begins the new self-portrait. It has certainly happened to me. I have tried to sit in meditation every day. How could I not if I asked you to try? Some days I want to sit quietly as much as I want to put pins under my fingernails. Yet I push the cushion aside and sit down and breathe one breath at a time until my ego quiets down and I enter the space of openness because I imagine all of you trying it too. And this helps me overcome my resistance. Sometimes we might think that a new self-portrait disposes of the old. I don't believe this is true. A new self-portrait adds to what we already know. It adds to our understanding of who we are, and it helps ground the new in the old to make us whole. The philosopher Ken Wilber writes, "We're like the nesting of bowls. We learn a new story, we enjoy a new idea, we support a new look, and we place it inside the old story. They both define us, and we become anew, old and new." The oldest story, our oldest idea is the largest bowl. And each time we develop a new self-portrait, it fits inside what we already know. What a lovely idea of wholeness. We simply grow into the future we imagine while still remaining the person we have always been. This idea of nesting portraits or ideas is quietly occurring in our community. With the new building and the new roommates, a new kitchen, and even new chairs, purple, perfect. We're creating a new self-portrait here at Neighborhood that hopefully will rest inside the story we already know. We've been the new congregation, the new start, the informal, friendly community, the innovating community over the years. Nicolene Guerriere, one of our intern ministers, told us recently at our 20th anniversary party that she feels we are the model of Unitarian Universalist congregations she hopes to create. Yet to grow in maturation as well as numbers, we need to develop better systems. If we do it carefully, our new self-portrait will fit gracefully into our own self. But there's a danger. Changes in formality, in process, and in procedures might threaten our friendliness and openness to innovation and change. As we install procedures and policies to guide our behavior, we must be aware that they can also limit our behavior. This is a conversation we all need to have together. It shouldn't be made by a few. Our new self-portrait must keep the wonderful qualities of our community, friendliness, openness, innovation, that make us who we are. If we want to save lives, as Vivian so insightfully put it, then our new self-portrait needs to walk the line between formality and friendliness. We need to walk the line between formality and friendliness, between what is simply necessary and what is so fulfilling as we mature together. And this outrageous goal is to center all, include all, embrace all, while continuing to honor our congregation's essence. Our promise is to journey together, working with our hands and our hearts and our money to build the beloved community. And we recite these words every time a new member joins. The catch is, how? How do we acknowledge our mistakes, model openness, become vulnerable? How do we overcome fear and find joy and exuberance that comes from living with a certain authenticity? And how can we, a relatively small band of aspirational heretics, affirm these beliefs and take on these questions? And the one thing I know is we must have faith. You and I. We mustn't fear conflict. We must be willing to talk to each other as honestly as we can. We need to be brave because these things take us outside our comfort zone, and we will fail at times. So we need to try again with bravery and conviction, with humor and with playfulness. With frankness and knowledge, we need to get back up again, as theologian Monica Coleman writes. She says, if we're gonna work together, we have to try again. And when we fall, to get up again. And the only thing that will hold us up in these times is the memory that we have done it before, and the saving grace or faith that we can save each other. Can we promise each other that we will work together? Congregation, leadership, and minister, as we have for 20 years. Without an interior promise to work together, we may not feel we have the strength to make the transformation needed to truly create something new and to heal what is broken. Our living tradition, Unitarian Universalism, is growing through us. And hopefully, as we let go of willfulness and the fear of being wrong, we can remember we're part of one human family. And the idea, often called beloved community, is the outrageous goal of saving our lives. There's a final stanza in that song, Higher Love. Think about it, in the heart, hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart. I'll look in mine. I could light the night up with my soul on fire. I could make the sun shine from pure desire. Let me feel the love come over me, over us. Let us feel how strong it can be. Let it feel how strong it can be. Bring us a higher love. Bring us a higher love. Bring us a higher love that we could rise above for this higher love. Thank you for listening. I wonder if you'd be willing to share a meditation. Take a breath in. And feel in the silence the peace that can come, adding to us all. Maybe feel that we're all in some ways touching, that we're not alone, know us and them, even if we disagree. Bring us a higher love. As this video begins, Susanne recorded that as the first recording in our new sanctuary. Thank you for the art and the music. Thank you for listening. Bless you all.
Thank you for those words, Wayne. It's now time for our offering. In these times of isolation, let's not forget that this congregation is a living entity, and like all living things, we must have nurture and sustenance. Let's remember that we come here because we love this place. If you contribute by pre-authorized withdrawals, thank you. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm our lives within it. We can't pass the basket, but for those of you who do want to make contributions to the basket each week, please consider writing a check or making an e-transfer, which is the most cost-effective way to donate. Consider even setting up a reoccurring gift. A link is in the chat right now, the chat window. And if you all you need to do is click on it and it will take you right to the donation page. We will now have a pause and some music.
If we then think
Thank you very much. And now I would ask Susanne to lead us in our final song.
For our final song today, we're celebrating our month of breaking free, singing I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. And I'd just like to point out, as a white woman, I can't exactly understand how it feels not to be free. This song coming from two Black American songwriters from the civil rights era. But I do wish to express the sentiment that I wish everyone could be free, which comes in the second verse of the song. Please join me in singing. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that still keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. And see and agree, everyone should be free. And see and agree, everyone should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm wanting to live. I wish I could do all the things I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free.
I would invite Susanne to extinguish our chalice as we sing our Chalice Extinguishing song.
Although our chalice has been darkened, we hold the fire within our own hearts.
We had a tradition of circling around and holding hands at the end of each service when we're physically together. Instead, I would ask you now to go to gallery view and unmute yourself, and together we say namaste, which means I salute the spirit within you.
Namaste.
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 Miigwech.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Miigwech.
Namaste.
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 Thank you, everyone. For my blessing today, I can't think of anything better to do than to emphasize the words that we've heard several times already today. Thank you, the people who wrote Higher Love. Things look so bad everywhere in this world. What is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Think about it. There must be a higher love down in your heart or in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, and I will look in mine. Give me a higher love. Give us a higher love. Our service has ended. For those of you who do not wish to join our breakout room, thank you for joining us here today. Everyone else who remains will be assigned to a breakout room. Today's question to consider in your breakout room is, how can we add insight, love, and kindness to who we already are? If you are a newcomer to our congregation, just stay in the meeting by saying later to the request for a breakout room, and our minister or staff member will be there to talk to you and answer any questions you might have about our faith community and becoming a member. Breakout rooms will begin shortly. Go in peace.